Well, Hotel family, how you doing? This is Brother Umoja. We're down here in St. Lucia. I told you we were going to be here. We are doing a kickoff for the Piton International Film Festival. And as you know, we did a really great show Thursday night, and now I'm sitting on one of the brothers that was on the show. You guys have heard me talk about this brother, what he's doing his music, what he's doing his rap. And I said, I told his mom on Thursday, we're going to work with this guy because we need to make sure we show on a global scale people who are taking hip-hop, taking rap, and using it in a positive way. He's not the only one doing it, but you know, we need to take people like him who are doing it and maximize it, because we have to give our children choices. And as we give them choices, we see positive things in our community coming alive. So I'd like to introduce to you, live from St. Lucia at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel, a young man who's done some wonderful things with the power of words, power of normal, brother AJ, known as, his Arnold Jules, known as AJ, okay? Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thanks a lot, brother Umoja.
Yeah, you know, here at the HARAMBEE table, what we do is we talk to people about who are doing positive things. So tell the family a little bit about you and why you decided to do what you do, the way you do it.
What's up, everybody? My name is AJ. I would say that I grew up in a ghetto area. It's called Masha Castries, one of the most notorious, or one of the that's good. You know, and it was really difficult growing up. You know, everything around you is just so dark, and you know, the drugs, the alcohol, you know, everything is just haywire around the place. And when growing up, I realized, you know, there's something more to life. So I started going to church, and I found my life, you know, and I understood that there is a greater purpose for my life than just, you know, just being on earth, you know, doing nothing. So I realized that I had a passion for music. So I figured, you know, if I love music and I love God, why not use my music to glorify God? So this is what I've been doing, and now I'm here. So yeah.
And you know, it's interesting you talk about Marsha. I'm a little older than you, so I know Marsha from the 60s.
Yeah.
And in the 60s, it wasn't like that. You know, I remember walking up and down Marsha, Bishop Gap, and everything like that. And, you know, my grandfather was a big person at a church, in the Catholic Church in Marsha. And so when I come back to St. Lucia, people say, oh, Marsha, it's not like that no more. Yeah. I'm like, really? I was like, and I went to Marsha a few years ago. I said, wow, it has changed so much. You know, and it's just, but you know, as I hear you say that, it's like no matter how much it changed, the people still have dreams. Still want to do. The parents want the children to do better. They want better for themselves. I mean, and for me, I focus on the positive. Mm-hmm. You know, no matter how dark it gets, I know there will be light after the darkness. So I'm not going to wallow in the mud. And I like what you said about that. Like, you know, you wanted something better. You wanted to do, even though all that stuff was happening around you, you still saw light. You still saw something positive. Yeah. So let's talk about your rap, because you know, I saw a friend about you, and I said, you know, to me, he's our Kurt Franklin. But Kurt Franklin did with gospel music, how people. I mean, I was working one time at the club shooting some pictures for a client, and I'm listening to Kurt Franklin's song, and people are dancing. I'm like, do they realize what he's saying? That he has him popping to God in a club. You know, and I'm listening to you. Like, you got the bravado, but it's humble. You got the words, and you got the nice beat. You know, it's like, I'm like, I hope people are listening to this gentleman's words, because like these words are powerful words, and all I could think of was like Kurt Franklin. I was like, this dude is like Kurt Franklin. You know, like, talk about your music.
On serpents, cause I know who I am and I'm walking in my purpose. Even though I don't deserve this, the game's on, so I gotta make it happen. I'ma murk this, going deeper than the surface. My roots in, got the truth in, bet I'm gonna work this. To those thinking that I'm worthless, I'm so blessed that I'm filled with the word, so I birth this. Part of me is all about living. The other part of me is dead, got me still slipping and tripping. Never hit the ground cause I'm gripping. Grace, I'm the head and not the tail, so don't flip it. Praise the name.
Well, I started rapping when I was about 10 years old. I started singing other people's songs. You know, my favorite artist back then was Lil Bow Wow.
Okay.
So I tried to be like him, try to, you know, sing his music and act like him and stuff. And when I reached about 16, I realized, you know what, let me try to make my own song. So I wrote my first song, and the feedback was great. My mom pushed me, she encouraged me and said, I think you have a little vibe going on, so you should probably, continue, try. But I used to swear a lot. I used to curse a lot, bad words. So she would tell me, try to limit your swearing. But
you sound like me with my son. No wonder I love your mama and dad. She sound like me.
She's so supportive, Even with my bad language and stuff like that, she would support me, but try to get me to cut off the negative words.
Your mom and I are twins. Oh my God! Wow.
So, and 2 years later, when I became a Christian, I changed my style of lyrics from singing worldly music to glorifying God and helping people to better themselves and speaking about the problems and how I can help and stuff like that, And one of the people who helped me the most was Lecrae. Lecrae is actually a Christian rap artist from the United States, and his testimony is similar to mine. And his music, when I listen to his music, I can feel what he's going through. So it's like, wow. So I started listening to him a lot, and some of the other people from his clique, I would say, the 116 crew, and I just grew, and I just started loving making music. And every time and my pastor helped me a lot, because he helped me to grow in my music. Because if we were to go to minister somewhere and he has a specific plan or a specific word, like for example, he would say, I'm doing a subject on the book of James today from the Bible, so I need you to come up with a song along those lines. So cool. I then have to go and study the book of James and write a song about the book of James.
Wow.
So that actually helped me to grow in my music and be diverse and stuff. So
he, in Kwanzaa, the Nguzo Saba, that's the sixth principle is called Kuumba, creativity. So he actually made you use your creativity,
right,
and stuff. So that's beautiful. And as you said, I'm smiling, I'm laughing to myself, because it always takes an elder. I know my spiritual elder father, Grandmaster Cam, which is his name, with the thing's name out. He made his transition 2 years ago.
Okay.
But he always, he never told me what to do. He just spoke about life.
Right.
And in the process of speaking about life, he answered my questions.
Wow.
And he was just like, I'll go to him, and he could just tell something was on my heart, and he was like, we'll start talking about life. And I was like, Grandmaster, you answered my question. I never asked you the question. And he always said to me, spirit is real.
Wow.
Spirit is real. He said, Haru, spirit is real. And so when he gave me my Kemetic name, Haru Shapsuhuchat, I was like, he said, that is, you walk with the eyes of the ancestors. You walk with the ancestors.
Wow.
So spirit is real. And so I'm listening to you talking, and once again, we have elders that come into our lives.
Okay.
And they give us things, and it's our choice to use it or not to use it.
Right.
How we use it.
Right.
And so as I'm listening to you talking about, as you went from the colorful language and you flipped the script, and now you said, listen, you know what? I'm going to take my God-given talents and I'm going to magnify this name, because someone's looking at you.
That's right.
And maybe your little sister who performed with you. And I saw her performing you, man. She was like, that touched my heart, because it's like I'm up with my big brother, yeah, and I could see her go talk to her friends. I was rapping with my big brother, yeah. and it is the coolest thing to see a brother and a sister, because as you grow, that relationship grows, you'll get tighter and tighter and tighter. And to see her on stage with you, and she's like rapping, and then you give her the stage permission. She's like, she
Thank God for my name, bruh. Heaven sent, so I be the angel. Listen, this ain't coming from the stranger. Take some precaution, danger. I'll be going hard with my bros so heavy. Critics will be hating on my cause, won't let me. So hear me, they fear me, cause Christ is within. Overcame death by the cross, we win. Truth music is the only thing I bring. If you see my lifestyle, you should know where I've been. Heaven bound. See, I'm rapping what I'm living. They say I'm too young to praise God, no kidding. But I'ma leave the earth when I'm through with this bidding. If you feeling what I'm saying, throw your hands to the ceiling. Prayer's my weapon. When I'm in a battle, guaranteed he gon' step in. Yeah, the war is on, so I'm just prepping. But don't blame me, I am AJ the second. You check it.
I'm like, people people need to see this because this is what we do in our community. This is what Ujima, collective work and responsibility. And understanding that we have a responsibility in the community to work collectively together to make the community better. So when I watch you and your sister performing, and you're going to see the tape too. We're going to be putting it into this interview. Is that it was very touching to me because I don't have a physical younger sister. I have biologically I have a younger brother.
Okay.
And as I was listening to you, I have a lot of little spiritual sisters. I call my little spiritual daughters and stuff like that. Because I'm 55 this year. So I look and I say my responsibility is to do what I can do with my God-given talents.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you, and that's why I'm back in St. Lucia. Because I'm from Marshall. I was born there. I grew up in Marshall in the 60s. I left in 68. So I'm listening to you talking, I'm like, this guy came from the same place I came from.
Yeah.
So how's the feedback with your group that used to hear you before, the colorful language, and now they hear you now? How's the how are they taking that?
Wow. I would say that I think when I just started out rapping, even with the colorful language, it was really difficult to continue. Because I call it fight down. You get a lot of fight down. Like, probably friends or people who I thought were my friends, they wouldn't really encourage me to continue. They would tell me, you're not good, Nah, you should stop. My neighbors who were my close buddies.
Crabs in the barrel, in the barrel.
All the time we were there, everything is going nice, and now I try to do something, nah, you're not good. But it didn't discourage me because I'm someone, when I set my mind on something, I go for it. So, and the encouragement from my mom, that's basically all I had. And, becoming a Christian and my brothers and sisters in the Lord and stuff, they encourage me and tell me, you have a good thing going on. And they would tell me, my pastor would probably say, I'm going to Trinidad to minister, tag along, let's go so you can bless some people's hearts and stuff. And that gave me some encouragement and made me know, hey, this is worth it, so continue and go for it. So now the feedback is, it's really good with those who have a positive mindset and they understand what I'm trying to do. But with the other folks, I'm trying to understand like what is going on, because there is still fight down. Here I am singing positive music, and with my new video I released, I saw some of the comments and I was shocked because I was saying, great video. I'm shocked because I'm saying, I'm doing something positive. Here is a positive video, and there is still negative comments saying, oh, this guy is probably a fake. He's probably just doing this for the money. He's whatever, and I was like, wow. And it almost broke me down because I'm someone, I'm very, I would say, soft at heart, because I'm trying to do something positive. And instead of
you're not trying, you're doing something positive. You're not trying, you're doing something positive.
Right. And it hurts, to see people from your own land try to break you down because, but I guess that's life. So.
No, but that's how I found you in that video. The same people who are talking negative about that video touched me because Jerry George posted it. And Jerry and I know each other back in the 90s. So when Jerry put something, I'm always checking Jerry's Facebook page out. And I saw it and I was like, I reached out to Jerry and then he said, I saw him just a couple days in the show saying and stuff like that. And I said, So I said, who else can I call? So I called Francesca. I know Francesca since she was, I don't know, I realized she's that old now. So I said, Francesca, you know a rapper named AJ? She said, oh yeah. She said, let me send you his number right now. She went to her phone, she popped it up. I said, thank you so much. And she just hit me and I called you. Yeah. And so no matter how many no's we get in life, we always have to look at that. All we need is one yes. One yes. Because you did that video and all those people, but that video, Jerry George took it, put it out. Since we are friends on Facebook, came on my Facebook page. I'm looking at it. I'm like, whoa, who's this? Let me play this again. I'm like, play it again. I must have played like 4 or 5 times. Like, I'm listening to the words. I'm like, this dude's talking about Christ. This is my spirituality. I like this. I mean, he had a bravado. This is real. It's cool. You little click inside there. I'm like, the beat was there. I'm like, this is a nice video. And then he jumped the locks on. I'm like, okay, I gotta find out who this guy is. When you guys see this video, if you haven't seen this video, you got to see this video.
Of the one who accepts me. When I was poor in my spirit, he made me wealthy. I got joy in my lyrics, so yeah, he sent me. But first, let me take a godly selfie. If my head's up high, if I made it for the sky, if is, don't blame me. Man, I'm gospel crazy, nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me. AJ, you gon' kill it. Not it ain't me, but what the spirit been stilling. Willing to die like a soldier, filling hearts with the truth that they overflow spilling. Yeah, it's so thrilling to understand the reason for your living and fulfill it. I'm about the realest. You ain't feeling it, it ain't none of my business. You get this? I'm not about pleasing everybody. Neither am I here to be dissing anybody. You got it? My lyrics on the bass where I started, so I don't need to compromise so people can applaud it. I'm on it, yeah. I ain't playing now. Sole Deo Gloria is what I'm saying now. I was lost but I found, now I'm heaven bound. If I throw my hands in the air, don't blame me now. If my hands up high, if I'm headed for the sky, if I say I'm alright, and then my life's on fire, I act like a prince, my dad is a king. It is what it is, don't blame me. Man, I'm gospel crazy, nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me. Saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized. The fire in my eyes, spit flames when I rhyme. Power in my lyrics make that 6 feet deep come alive. You can see it in my life, sinner to a saint is the vibe. Renewal of the mind, you only live once, that's a lie. I'm gonna live twice, second life gonna be turned in the sky. If my hands up high, if I'm headed for the sky, if I say I'm alright, and then my life's on fire, I act like a prince, my dad is a king. It is what it is, don't blame me. Man, I'm gospel crazy, nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me. If my hands up high, if I'm headed for the sky, if I say I'm alright, and then my life's on fire, I act like a prince, my dad is a king. It is what it is, don't blame me. Man, I'm gospel crazy, nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me. 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 Nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me. If my hands up high, if I'm headed for the sky, if I say I'm alright, and then my life's on fire, I act like a prince, my dad is a king. It is what it is, don't blame me. Man, I'm gospel crazy, nothing can faze me. Baby, tell them don't blame me.
I'm like, so as you talk about all those people, one of the prayers, and I pray every morning. I go to the water when I'm here in St. Lucia. I go to the water every morning and pray. And I always tell people, one of the prayer I say every day, I say, God, remove from my path who is hindering me and put into my path who will help me. And every time I pray that prayer, people start disappearing. Wow. And when I have the conscience to tell myself, if I just pray and I just got to take them out, so I'm not going to go try and pull them back. So I got to say to myself, hey, if they leave, that's God answering your prayer. Yeah. So don't go and pull them back.
That's true.
Let them go, because and I found a lot of people who are so-called friends of mine have disappeared. Even I have some family members who have disappeared. That hurt. Yeah. And I was like, don't you understand what I'm doing? This is positive stuff. Yeah. I'm like, and it hurts your heart, which is like, you're doing something. You're walking in the spirit of the Most High, and the people you thought your friends are gone. And you prayed this prayer, asking God to take people out, and you didn't pinpoint anyone in the prayer. You just put a general prayer after God said, "Please remove from my path who's hindering me, and bring into my path those who will help me." Yeah. And the people you thought were your friends are now disappearing. And then people coming in, people you don't even know coming in, patting you in the back, saying, "Yeah, man, you're doing a good job." Yeah, and you're like, "Let me go get women," but I didn't tell God to get rid of them. Okay. So we're gonna take a break right now. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk a little bit more about what AJ is doing, because we need to support this brother, because he's here in St. Lucia. But I'm gonna tell you something. He's bigger than St. Lucia. St. Lucia is just his base. It's his home. It's his home base. But like everybody else, we go and we come back. So I want you to check him out. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Okay, you're on the HARAMBEE table with Brother Umoja, Brother AJ here live in St. Lucia, the Blue St. Lucia Hotel. God bless. We'll be right back.
Are you listening to this battle cry? My flesh is warring with my spirit, oh Adonai. Why? Cause to your truth you attach me, and when I fall, I know that you gon' catch me.
Love will catch you when you fall.
It's gonna catch me.
Catch you when you fall.
When I fall down.
Love
Harambe table, and those who don't know, Harambe means let us all pull together, and I named it that because I want us to pull together. So we're back at the Harambe table. We're live at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel in Rodney Bay, St. Lucia, doing the Jazz and Arts Festival. I'm sitting here with a brother, a phenomenal young rapper, who's taking God's word, the message, embedding it into the rap and putting it out there. I call him the next version of Kurt Franklin on that level, and that's what I say. Take it or leave it. So we're back with Brother AJ. We're going to talk a little bit more about his music and what some of his inspiration. So if you have a young person at home who's into rap, you need to let him check this brother out. We're going to put his video in. You probably see the first video we just played. We're going to be playing some more of his stuff, okay? So Brother AJ, you're here in St. Lucia. What's the plan?
Well, my plan is actually God's plan.
See that?
Folks have prophesied to me, prophets, and spoke to me and said, even before I knew that I would become a rapper, right? Spoke to me and said, you, young man, God is going to take you places. You're going to travel. You're going to be preaching. You're going to be sharing the word. You're going to be singing all across the world. And I just look at them like, nah, you joking, you're playing. I tell them, nah, you just playing. Yeah. And I didn't really understood what was going on. I didn't understand anything. I just started making music, so it wasn't anything, you know. And gradually I just started seeing doors opening. You know, my pastor just telling me, let's go to Trinidad. A lady heard of me and told me she wants me to come to Grenada's. I went to Grenada last year, August, to sing at a concert, and wow. I've been all across my island. I don't know any place that I've not been to singing across St. Lucia, and you know, it's really a blessing. And to be honest, it's not about the money or the fame or anything like that. I do it because I love it, you know. And sometimes folks may tell me, yo, AJ, I really need you to come and bless some hearts and whatever. And I don't ask like other people would say, what's your price or whatever. I just want to do it. Just give me the opportunity. I will make the time and I will do it. That's just how I feel, you know. And yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, you know, interesting you said, but one thing I know with my business, you know, and I always tell people, I focus on quality, not quantity. I leave the quantity for God.
Right.
Because I don't care if there's one person in that room, there are 100,000 people in that room. I'm just going to focus on the quality. I say, okay, God, I'm doing quality. You do the quantity. You bring the people. You know, have them. You know, financially, you know the finances what I need. Before I know what I need, you know what I need.
Right.
And so, now you gave me a message to go through. You gave me a mission to take this, you know, Umoja Communications House of Umoja. You told me to go globally. So you have me connecting in 52 countries now. People in 52 different countries. What do you want me to do? That's why from when I come to St. Lucia, I always go to the water. Like, and it's funny, interesting. It's interesting. We were at the airport. The guy who picked us up at the airport, and when the guy said, the guy was the driver said, "You know where he goes first, right?" I said, "No." I said, "He goes to the cemetery first." He said, "We know your routine. Cemetery first." I always go to my mom's tomb because my mom was buried. I always go to my mom's tomb by VG Airport. My mom and her parents, which I grew up with in Castries.
Okay.
I always go there. I always say that's my first stop whenever I come to St. Lucia. I go to the tomb, acknowledge them, say a prayer, and then I come and I go to the water and I say a prayer at the water.
Wow.
So that's what I do. And like every morning I wake up and I go to the water and say a prayer because I cannot. To me, I start even when I'm not here in St. Lucia. I start my day with prayer. And when I'm here in St. Lucia, the opportunity to go to the water and pray is like so powerful for me. And the interesting thing about it, I did not know there was an old cemetery over here.
Wow.
And I've been doing this for years. And last year, Orlando restaurant, we were sitting there talking, and I was telling his lady friend, I said, you know, that I love going down there. For some reason, I'm always drawn to that side of the beach to pray. I said, I don't know why. And she said, oh, that used to be a cemetery. And I said, excuse me? I said, excuse me? And she said, that used to be a cemetery that they moved the stuff when they built the hotel, but that used to be an old cemetery. I said, you gotta be kidding. So I said to her, you know what my Kemetic name is? I said, it's Haru Shepsu Ucha, and it stands for Eyes of the Ancestors. And I'm like, she said, well, that's where the ancestors are right there. Well, now I know why I'm getting pulled because I go to different parts of the beach, and every time I go, it's like, I come right back down there. And so as you're talking, when when we look at what, and those who know me know, I'll say Allah, I'll say Christ, I'll say Jehovah. To me, it's not the name, it's what you do with the gift.
Right.
So I tell people all the time, I say, I respect all the names, but it's not going to make you a good person or a bad person. It's what you do with your hands.
It's what you do.
So after you give me your titles and everything, cool. Are you going to get your hands dirty with me? It's going to work.
True.
It's going to work. Because, the God I serve and the God you serve is the same God. We just call them different names. So whatever perspective you come from, I respect it. But after that, let's go. If I'm helping you, if you're drowning, you don't care what my religion is. I'm going to help you. So are you Christian? Are you... help me. That's it. And so I look at this stuff right now, I'm like, unless spiritually I'm able to talk to anybody, because I'm like, are you doing something good? What are you doing with God? What are you doing with your gifts and your talents? So when I see what you're doing, I'm like, man, this brother's doing it, because I just believe you about to blow up. That's what I believe. And if God puts me in a position where I can help, and that's what I told your mom right in front, I said, I promise you I'm going to help your son where I can, because I look at what's going on in our community, and I have nothing against the other rappers. They do what they do. I'm not going to put my energy there. I'm going to put my energy where I want to put my energy. I put my energy to positive things. I say, you guys do you and I do me. That's it. God bless you, whatever you're doing, So as I see you and what you're doing, I'm like, wow, this brother's doing it. You're actually doing the stuff, man. I mean, I listen to you, and I love Kirk Franklin. When Kirk Franklin, he puts the pop in gospel, man. I sit down, listen, my head's going like this, listen to Kirk Franklin, like, this guy got me popping to, I like this stuff, And so when I listen to, I was watching you, I don't know how many times I watched your video, man. I must have watched that video at least 50 times. Because sometimes I'm in my office and I'm working, I have it on my thing, I just hit it. I'm not even watching, I'm just listening to the words. It's like really cool. I'm just letting you know, this is how you inspire me, because I sit in my office doing work, and sometimes I get so tired, I just pop your video on, man. I'm just listening to the words, I'm like, yeah, and I feel good. I feel good. So no matter what people tell you, the 100 people could say something negative, that wasn't for them. It's the one person that you touch, because I'm telling you, you touched my life, because I listen to you. It inspires me to continue what I'm doing, because all the time, we all need something to inspire us.
Yeah.
Like you said, you went to Grenada. You've been all over St. Lucia. You went to Trinidad.
Yeah.
And you don't know how many young people who have heard you. And I always tell people, what we do is not for us.
True.
Because I said, like Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream. He didn't live to see that dream. But we are living that dream. So as I'm listening to you, what you're doing is not for you. You are actually inspiring a generation of people that you have not even met, you might never meet. But they will hear your words, they will see you, and they say, yo man, he has his locks and blah, blah. Yeah man, oh man, this brother, yeah, and listen to this. Oh, I mean, you know what you're doing? You're actually giving young people things they can say, Mom, I know you don't like my rap music, but listen to this. And watch it, he got locks too. And he's up and pressing weights too. And and that's what we do. We give inspiration to young people. So, I want you to talk a little about that, because like I said, your sister was here performing with you.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
Well, what helps me is at my church, I'm actually one of the youth leaders.
Okay.
So I work with young people. I have a heart for them. My heart burns for young people, to see them aspire to what they're supposed to do. Greatness. I just love young people, and my little sister is one of them who follows every single thing that I do. So when I was in the world, I would listen to songs like Vibes Cartel and all the negative songs and stuff, and she would be in my room on the computer singing them with me. So when I became a Christian, she wants to follow me. So everything that I do, she wants to do it too. So when I make a song, she would say, hey, I want to learn how to rap too. So, and she's actually one of those people that if I ever think of giving up, I think of her and that thought goes away. Because knowing that she's following everything that I do, if I give up now, basically what I'm saying is she might as well give up as well.
Exactly.
So, And I have a lot of young people looking up to me. And what I try to tell them is I'm not perfect. I don't want them to look at me as a god or a perfect being or a robot. You know, everyone makes mistakes. But I'm trying my best to do what God has called me to do. And they can follow me as well. You know?
Yeah.
So.
I love it. I mean, I always say something, people who know me, I say, we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
And we should never let our human experience limit or suppress our spiritual greatness. So
True.
Embrace and reveal your spiritual greatness so God's love for humanity can be seen by all. This is something I say to myself all the time, to remind myself that we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Right.
And as we're in this human shell, we should not let that limit our spiritual greatness. So if we embrace it and reveal our spiritual greatness, then God's love will be seen. And that, and what you do with the mic, that's what you're doing. You are actually revealing your spiritual greatness in the words that you preach. Because some young people might not even think about the Bible, but when they hear you, they are hearing the word. They might not want to read the Bible, but when they hear your rap, they are hearing the word. And so it's not actually reading the book; it's actually doing the work. Right. And so, like, they might be walking down the street saying your words, and they're getting a blessing, and they don't even know they're getting a blessing. So, I love it. I love it. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, my co-host, as you all know, I do a radio show in St. Lucia. If you didn't, I do a radio show in St. Lucia. So we have another seat. Brother Shua is going to be joining us on camera. We're going to be talking to AJ. We're going to have a little, this is the brothers, this is the man hookup. So if you have a young son, have him sit down and listen to this. So you have a young daughter, have him sit down and listen to this, because, AJ inspires his young sister. So we'll be right back to the Harambee table. Thank you for your time. We'll be back. Give us a couple minutes and we'll be right back, okay? As I said, we're going to have someone in the chair. But those of y'all who hear me on Sunday in St. Lucia on radio 91.3 in the north and 91.5 in the south, Real FM. Show starts at 2 o'clock. I come on at 3 with my co-host in St. Lucia while I'm in the U.S. is Brother Shua. Brother Shua, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Baba Ed, and thank you for having me, really.
The man behind the mic is out in front now.
Yes.
As you know, we're here at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel in Rodney Bay for the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. The Piton International Film Festival is supporting it. So we're down here. We had a show on Thursday night, had a wonderful turnout, and we're still talking to Brother AJ. I had to do this because at here, what we call the Harambee table, let us all pull together. When I see people doing positive things and young people doing positive things, I'm moved to help, moved to support where I can. And so we had him on the radio with us already. You'll hear a lot more from this, but I want you guys to AJ, remember the AJ. When you hear your kids saying AJ, talk about him. AJ, it's just a matter of time. AJ. Like people say LL Cool J, AJ. Okay. So this is Brother AJ, so Brother Shua. What do you think about his performance on Thursday, man?
If I have to be honest, I think that was the best performance on the night. And I mean, he far surpassed the introduction he got. He got a wonderful introduction by you, but then he surprised me. He really blew it out of the water.
I know his daughter's gonna be. I mean, his sister.
And his sister, she was on there as well, and
she stood out.
Oh yeah, she did. She did fabulously well as well. So I mean, for me, that was inspirational.
Yeah.
That made my night.
Yeah, because it's good to see young people doing that. Because we hear, we were in radio, who work radio more than I do. We hear the music, and we got 7-second delay, so we could pick beep beep beep. It's good when you can just put a song, sit back, and just enjoy the song, right. Knowing that this song doesn't have that. You don't have to do that. Or we'll have to ask for the radio version. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna give you the radio version. Oh no, that's a club version. We got a radio version. No, we don't have. So with his music, we don't have that to do that. It's just like he has music. It moves the people to not. If you say God, whatever, it's not just to know God, but to know yourself and understand that you have a greater calling. And that's what I like about your music. It actually tells people this is what you can do if you put your hands in God's. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. Right. So talk a little bit about that music. The first song you had was the first song I got, not the one that just came out, the one before that.
Love Symphony?
Yes, Love. Talk about a little bit of that song, a little bit.
Wow. Love Symphony came out by surprise, I would say. I was going through a difficult situation where I felt like, I was really disobedient to God, and I felt like I was about to hit the ground. And my producer called me and said, you know what, I've been working on a beat and I really need some of your inspirational lyrics on that song. So I was like, you know what, okay, send it in, let me see what I can do. And I sat there, I prayed, and words just keep coming off, and I wrote it, and I just went in the studio, I just dropped it. Didn't know it would, come out so beautiful, and that's what it is.
Well, give the audience a little. Can you give them a little flavor, a little sprinkle, a little sprinkle
of the love symphony.
Yeah.
Let me see if I remember the first verse. It says, "It's like I'm standing all alone at my life's bridge, reaping consequences following what I did. If I jump off and die, would it take the pain away?" Something like that, and the chorus is, "Love will catch you when you fall."
Yeah.
So it made me realize, like, hey, you know what, God is so merciful and faithful that even if you fall down, he will always pick you up, or sometimes he won't even let you fall. He will catch you when you fall.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is.
Yeah. And, it's interesting you say, I always tell people when I talk to young people, I talk to people, they'll say, no matter what you think about God, the foundation for me with God is love. So
right.
you can say, I say harmony, I say from harmony you go to love, and love is God.
Right.
So you talk about perfect love is God. No matter where you come from and how you see it, the aspect of love is God. The true aspect, the pureness of love is God. And if you love someone, I call him Brother Schwa. Because they said to me, she said, "Oh, I like you calling Brother Schwa." I was like, "He's my brother," because if I see you as my brother and I truly understand love, I will never try to hurt you. And so as we move in that, even though we might disagree on something, we don't have to agree on everything. Because I never agree with my mom with everything, but I still loved her.
True.
So the fact is, and I always tell people, you don't have to agree with the person all the time. Just respect them. You have that respect, then you realize that everyone goes a different road. And so we will disagree sometimes, but we still love each other, because at the end of the day, that person is still there for you. That person truly loves you. That person is still there for you. And we talked about before Brother Schwa came. I pray that prayer, Lord, please remove from my path those who are hindering me, and bring into my path those who will help me. And all of a sudden, I saw a lot of my friends disappearing, so-called friends disappearing. And I was like, So so as we look at this stuff, it's like, wow. So he told my love, man. It's like, what you gotta say? I know Brother Schwa sitting over like, yeah, go ahead, Brother Schwa. He's like, because I know we have challenges.
Absolutely, we have challenges, and as you said, you and I, we've met in the strangest of circumstances, and coincidences. But it is a beautiful harmony. It's love.
Tell the family how we met, man. Because people, this is, you talk about God doing God. This is.
Well, sometimes I rather you say it, because to me it always gets to me when I hear it. It's like it gives me the chills every time I think about it, every time I hear the story. But you go ahead. No, seriously.
Well, the interesting thing about being from St. Lucia, I tell people that I never really understood. I really never knew the south side of the island. I grew up, whenever I came home, I was being on the north side, but my family was on the north side of the island in Castries. I never went to Viewport, and So when I started saying I want to do something in St. Lucia, I said one of my prayers was like, God, I need help in the south. I need help in the south. And you talk about God answering prayers. I'm networking, and I meet this lady named Gertrude. She's in Zimbabwe, and she lives in New Zealand. And I'm talking to her, and then she says, "Brother, where are you from?" I'm from St. Louis. She said, "I was in Canada, and I met this guy named Schwa. I met this guy named when I was in his name's Schwa. I need to put you in touch with him." Now, I never told her about wanting to work in the south of the island. She just said to me, while she was there, about this brother named Schwa. Okay, Schwa. Okay, well, Schwa. She said, "I want to send you some information, right? Now, I'm coming to St. Lucia. When I come to, I reach out to him. I come to St. Lucia. I'm talking to him. And I told him once. He says, "Brother, I live in the south." I was like, "Excuse me? You live in the south?" So God's like, "I'm God. This is all. I'm God. This is all mine. I know everything. This is mine. I created everything. So you ask me for something in my kingdom,
right?
You got it. Just do the right thing with it."
Right.
So it's like, oh, and it just touched me. It's like, wow. I was like, I just prayed and asked for someone in the South, and a sister in Africa. I was talking to a network in Africa who lives in New Zealand. Tells me about when she was in Canada, what happened to her in Canada, and then she met this guy who's now in St. Lucia. And so I was like, yo, bing, bing, bing. I'm connecting the dots.
And the other thing as well, Bobby, you still have never met her.
I have never met the lady. We talk on the phone, we talk on Skype. I have never met her.
Of God, boy.
You've never met her up to a day like today, and we've met.
Yeah, I know for less than a year. We met personally, I say, really? So you know, so it humbles you when you stop and you think what God does with us.
Right.
And if you pray a truthful prayer, a truthful heart prayer, that prayer will be answered.
Yes.
And that's what happened with Brother Sean. I was like, wow. And then I was like, and then he's doing the radio. I didn't know he was doing a radio show. I was like, you know, and then all of a sudden, hey brother Ed, come on radio with me. I said, radio, okay. And I was like, okay, so now we do a radio show on Sundays in St. Lucia. And then it moved me to someone in St. Lucia I knew. She introduced me to a Rastafari sister in Dominica. She says, oh man, I love you to do something in Dominica on radio. I said, okay. No, so we set the show up in Dominica for February, Black History Month in the U.S. Now I think, this is how I sometimes we limit our blessing.
Right.
I think that she's just going to go to the studio, the radio show, just to use the studio to do the show.
Yeah.
So we link the UK, Dominica, Jamaica, and the U.S. for the show and for Black History Month. And in Jamaica, we have Steve Golden, who's the president of UNIA in Jamaica.
Okay.
Right? So we link the show, we do the show, 2-hour show. The next day she calls me and she says, the people in Dominica love the show. I said, excuse me? She said, the people, I said, what are you talking about? She said, you didn't know? I said, no, what? She said, oh, we broadcast that show all through Dominica. I said, huh?
What?
I said, I thought you were just using the station just to do the show from the station, like, and they give you a room to call. She said, oh, no, they broadcasted it live.
Wow.
And the manager calls me later from Dominica and said, we love what you did. Are you interested in doing a show with us once a month in Dominica?
Whoa.
So my prayer was, and God said, you don't seem to understand, my child. This is all mine. So now I do a show in Dominica, and then we did the show last month in April, the third Sunday of every month we do the show. So 1 to 3, then I come on with show after that in St. Lucia. She sends me an email after the show. We did show Sunday. On Thursday, she sends me an email. Right, the following Thursday, she said, "Oh, I just want you to know they rebroadcast the show again in Dominica." So I'm like, God, just do God. So I always tell people, I said, last year my tagline was "Go God Go."
Wow.
And this year my tagline is "Just do God." Just do God. Because I cannot do it any better than God can.
Right.
Because I can't. So my tagline this year is "Just do God." Just do God. Because we put it out there, we push it. And that's why when we talk about the film festival, like, you know, we talk about a multi-billion-dollar industry. They need songs. They need carpenters. They need plumbers. So, as we're here in St. Lucia saying, St. Lucia has the infrastructure. We know it because we're doing an international jazz and arts festival that has grown and grown and grown to over 20. Next year's the 25th anniversary. So for 25 years we've been doing it. So we have the knowledge, we have the ability to do an international jazz and arts festival. So we know we do a film festival here,
right.
And we have the people in St. Lucia, and it's a 12-month initiative. See, as great as the Jazz and Arts Festival is, the Jazz and Arts Festival is only for 2 weeks.
Right.
We talking about the film industry is year round. Someone might want to come down for 3 months now. Someone else in there 3 months there. So we're looking at 12 months initiative. A 12 months initiative where we get, so listen, somebody say, they might want to shoot a documentary about spirituality. We need someone, I'll say, yo, we got AJ. Give him a book of the Bible, let him study. Just tell him what book you want to focus on.
Man.
But the ability to do that, the ability to take and put all these things together, we have it here in St. Lucia.
Right.
We have the infrastructure. And I was just telling Randall St. Clair, who's helping us on the Creole side, I said to him, what the people of St. Lucia need to understand, the 3 major parts we need right now, the 3 major parts that's affected immediately with this is the hotels, because we have to stay at a hotel. We have to stay someplace when we come here.
Right.
I have to eat every day. and I had to move around the island. That's transportation. So the three industries that's immediately impacted by when we come here is the hotels, the restaurants, and transportation.
True.
So, what are you telling me? You don't need this in St. Lucia? I don't know. And like, I look at what you're doing. Imagine we get some Christian rappers and we can do a Christian rap theme here in St. Lucia. I don't know if they do it in the Caribbean yet. Rap. I know they do gospel. I know they have Christian gospel and stuff. You know, they do the. What about if you just have a full rap concert, Christian rap,
Sounds good.
and invite Christian rappers from around the world to come to St. Lucia?
Right.
Why not?
It's another event.
That's an. I mean, we gotta put it out. I'm like, you know, we say, God, we want to do this.
Yeah.
And God said, hey, this is all mine anyway. I know where everybody is.
True.
I mean, that's something
True.
we can look at. I mean, and if we just put the money aside, we say, listen, we just going to do this. We're going to do the quality,
Right.
and let God bring the quantity.
Right.
So we talk about doing an international Christian rap forum where we talk about the business, we talk about the writing, we talk about the producing, we talk about the performances. Here in St. Lucia. That's another thing. That's another.
That's right. I sell out the blue.
Well, we can't use the blue.
Yeah.
The blue would be like,
Exactly.
maybe we had to shut the street down.
Right.
Because you know what would happen? Because a lot of young kids are looking for this.
Yeah.
A lot of parents are looking for this for their children.
Right. Right.
So imagine if we talk about, we need to talk to the ministers. Let's do a Christian. We got AJ as a point man. Who's gonna be who else? You my point guy in the South. He's gonna be my point Christian rapper. Don't say he said, I got AJ. I'm gonna walk in the room. I got AJ. I got AJ. I got AJ. What you want? You're AJ, man. Book of Revelations. Write something for them, bro. No, but this is what we have at our hands right now. The ability to actually put together anything we want. Mm-hmm. The only reason it hasn't been done yet was no one has said, let's do it.
Let's do it.
25 years ago, someone said, let's do the jazz festival.
And it's blossoming now. And Baba Ed, I do believe strongly that we have a responsibility to do positive things.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike sitting aside and saying, look, they're those rappers and they only using curse words and so on. But you here and you could be a rapper and you could use good words, so to speak, to inspire young people and make a change in their lives and so on. So there's no point us sitting back and crying or blaming and us not doing something. So we have to use our creative energies just as they're using their energies. They're using their energies. It's just that I don't think they're using the best possible way to glorify God and to be an inspiration to young people and lead them into a path that we all are going to be proud of.
Right.
So we cannot sit aside anymore and say, you know, that's how it is, that's the way the world is. I don't believe that. I believe the world is the way that we choose to make it. You know, so we're not gonna fight them literally, but we're gonna fight them in song and for the audience and for the listening attention of our young people.
Yep. You know, in the Christian Bible it says, I can do all things. I could do all things to God who strengthens me. It didn't say I could do some things. It didn't say sometimes. It said I can do all things. So that blanket is down. It said all things. So it's up to us if we believe that and how we move with it, because I believe that the film festival will take off. Now we're talking. I'm like, you know what? If it doesn't happen this year, next year we should have a Christian rap show. Why not? I'm pretty sure it's like criteria is it has to be spiritual. It has to be it's a Christian. We could say spiritual rap. So that way, those who are not Christians, who are probably Muslim, come on in, bring some stuff and talk about album.
Yeah.
Those who are Hebrew, come on, you want to say Jehovah, come on. What? In that thing, your holy book. I have never seen a holy book, and if I'm wrong, someone please correct me. I have never seen a holy book that is not about love. A true holy book about love. And so we could do a rap show. It's gonna be a spiritual rap show. And we got. No, I'm saying because someone talked to me about the film festival, and I was like, okay, let's do it next year. She said, no, let's do it last year. We did last year, and this is our second year. So if I had stopped that blessing, this would have been our first year. But this is actually our second year. So we have to look at what we can do, because if you're telling me we have more AJs out there, we need to connect all the AJs together and do a Christian or spiritual rap concert here in St. Lucia. I don't think the hotels care about who rents their room from. I don't think the restaurant owners care about who eat their food. All they worry is that you just pay your bill. So if I could say we want to bring 250 Christian rappers into St. Lucia and we need hotel rooms, you think hotels are going to say, oh no, we don't want their money? I don't think so. I don't know. I think the money's the same as money, right? So I think we have a responsibility to look at what do we do next. I know I already said to him, I want him to perform in September. When we have the executive producer down here, when we have more people coming in, when we have the people coming in for jazz, when we coming in for the Piton Film Festival, so what they could hear. See, I heard it. I have the video, but when you sit in the audience and you see it hit you right in your face, it's a totally different thing. Like like you say, oh man, brother, I can't leave. And so I want you to talk a little bit about what you see coming with the young people in St. Lucia, because believe it or not, you are an inspiration. You are a leader already. You are a leader already because of what you're doing. You might be a minority in what you're doing, but that does not mean you're not a leader. So let's talk about leadership and where you see your leadership going, because you're leading already.
Yeah. It's actually a big task though, being a leader, but if God has called you to do it, and I believe that He will equip you and give you the strength to do it. So I'm all for it. And like you mentioned, if there are other AJs out there, pull them in as well. I have other gospel rap buddies. We don't collaborate much because to be honest, most of us like to do our own thing. That's why I believe most of us don't go anywhere, because we like to set ourselves aside and try to do our thing on our own, and it's difficult to actually do stuff on your own when partnership is better, and going forth and just leading young people, it's really, really a difficult task. But if God is behind you, everything is possible, and coming up from where I was, I get a lot of people who look up to me and ask me a lot of questions. I get a lot of people message me on Facebook, I'm going through a certain problem, how to do this, and I really see myself as a leader. I'm really humbled by it actually, because why would God take me and who came from such a I would say lowly place, and make me into something great when I'm just AJ, and wow, it's really awesome. And I get a lot of people who actually want to do music. So like you said, we limit ourselves sometimes, and I get a lot of people who want to do music, who wants to learn how to rap, and because they have the passion to spread God's word, but they don't have, I would say, a gift or talent that can help them do that, or maybe they have it but they haven't discovered it as yet. And I've also thought of opening probably a rap school or something, but the the resources and facilities are not there as yet. And wow, with you speaking of all those things that can happen here and stuff like that, it gives me hope. It makes me realize that hey, there's someone actually here with us that can actually help us and push us forward. So I'm really looking forward to all those things. And yeah,
I mean, interesting you're saying that. And we were talking to Pearl Kent. She was here last night with us, and like I was telling you before you came, Bertrand, is that the one thing that disturbed us is that a lot of parents had to leave because their kids had to go to school the next day, and they didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave. So we're looking at when we do September, actually having a youth program, or putting a program together. So that's probably something we need to look at. It's like, can we take the youth, take the Christian rap and put it together and package a day of inspirational music, from rap to the string. If we could do that, because there are venues in St. Lucia. It could be a hotel. It could be a church. There might be, I don't know the churches in St. Lucia, but I'm pretty sure there might be some progressive ministers who would like to see Christian rap and see some young people doing their thing.
Right.
And that will give us an opportunity to work with a church. It could be a fundraiser for a church here in September. So that's something we got to look at. So I'm going to put you in charge of that. No, because, it's not by accident we're sitting here.
Right.
God does not do anything by accident. We know that. We know the word accident does not exist in God's universe, in God's mouth.
Right.
Everything is, we see it now, but God thought about it days, years ago before it got to us. Now we're just coming up to where God was before. Okay.
True.
And so by us sitting here, we're talking about this. I'm pretty sure you know some Christian rappers in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So he said, listen, September we're gonna do a show in St. Lucia. Once again, just go to the hotels. I mean, the Blue has given us some great. We should pack the Blue has 72 rooms. We should pack the Blue up. They give us some great rates for September already. So we could do it. We could do it in here. What we have in front of us is an opportunity not to just minister, but to actually infuse into the community. This is called the Helen of the West Indies. Simply beautiful. This is what the sound is called. It's not called by accident. We have the opportunity to take what we have in St. Lucia and spread it out. Because in the Bible, Goliath got killed by a little kid. And it says in the Bible, it tells us that when David went out, Goliath laughed at him.
Yeah.
It tells us that no one wanted to go fight Goliath. All the great soldiers were scared to go fight Goliath because they know they're going to get killed. But here comes this little boy out of all of them. And Goliath was upset and started laughing. You sent this to fight me? But at the end of the day, it was David 1, Goliath 0. So the size doesn't matter. This is what's in the heart. In the martial arts, where they say, it's not the person in the fight, but the fight in the person. And I always remember my instructors telling me that. So don't think because you're taller than a person they can't whip your butt. You'd be surprised. So I think what we're looking at, I know what we're looking at as an opportunity. It's not by accident we're sitting here. I think, from what you're saying to me, what we spoke about on the radio, that we could actually put something together during the film festival to talk about that. I think it's something I think we need to work on.
Yes.
Because nothing happens by accident, Brother Schwab. We talk about it all the time. It's not by accident I met you. It's not by accident we are sitting here, 3 men talking about this. And the focus is not Christ, it's not Allah, its focus is spirituality and the creator, whatever name you want to call it, entity. So as you're listening to us, if you are so moved to be part of what we're talking about, you need to reach out. You need to reach out to Brother AJ. AJ, give out your contact information, man.
You can check me out on Facebook. My artist page is AJ, just AJ. Or you can check me out Arnold Jules. Search for me on Facebook. Instagram is at Gospel Insanity or at Arnold Jules. Twitter is at Arnold Jules. You can just check me out or search for me on YouTube. You could probably see some of my links there. Just type in AJ Don't Blame Me and you'll get some of my info.
I love it. And it's interesting, he says AJ and he says Arnold Jules, but I'm sitting listening to this. AJ stands for All for Jesus. I'm like, every time he says it, I say, All for Jesus. This verse, All for Jesus.
I like it. I never thought of that.
But I'm listening to you, I'm like, this guy, All for Jesus. And we have to look at that stuff because, it's very important. We are not here for ourselves. We're here to serve. We're here to serve. We're here to serve. And we have to remember that. We're here to serve. And as we move in that light, we have to remember that, someone came before us and made it possible for us to be here. What legacy are we leaving for those who are coming after us? And I remember Sammy Davis Jr. said something. He said, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself.
Wow.
I remember reading that somewhere. He said that. He said, if I knew he said, I didn't think I was going to live this long. But if I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. So, if you know you would touch millions of people, what would you do different? To inspire the world. And this is what we're talking about here. This is what we're putting into. So as we move in September, if you don't have no plans for September, your plans is you should be in St. Lucia for the Piton International Film Festival. We're looking at the business of filmmaking. We're going to look at the spirituality behind the camera, in front of the camera. We're going to talk about the music. If you are a Christian rapper, you need to reach out to brother. Don't reach out to me. I'm just a catalyst. This brother is what he's doing. If you reach out to me, I'm going to put you in touch with him. Because it's not about talking to Brother Umoja. It's about looking at the collective and being part of the collective. Brother Schwa has me on his radio show every Sunday. We go and we talk about things on all kinds of stuff. Brother Schwa, you gotta give the information for the radio show so people can find out how to catch up with us.
Yeah, so for those on island who could pick up the radio frequency, it's 91.3 in the north, 91.5 in the south. But if you're international as well, you could pick us up. We've got the live stream account, which is www.livestream.com/real913radio. That's how you get it. www.livestream.com/real913radio. And also you could check us out on houseofumoja.com. You will get the links to our radio station and the channel and so on.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back to wrap it up. We have a nice conversation here. I hope you all enjoyed it, because not too many times you see three men of color sitting there talking about positive stuff and putting spirit right in the middle of it. So usually talking about something else, but just we're in St. Lucia, simply beautiful. Stay with us and be right back. God bless. Anything you guys want to cover that we didn't cover?
No, we good.
Okay. I know you kept on saying age. I'm like, all for Jesus. That's what kept coming in my head. All for Jesus. All for Jesus. This guy is like, all for Jesus. And I'm like, wow, this is very powerful. Very powerful.
Thanks.
Anything else you want to talk about, Schwa?
I just want to there's something I always have a belief about. I've had that belief for a long time. I don't know how and why, but I've always believed that the arts afford us the opportunity to take part on a level playing field in terms of, if AJ is a Christian rapper and he has good stuff, no matter where he goes, his stuff will be appreciated. Even if he's coming from St. Lucia as a small country, he can go to the US or to Europe or to South America and so on, and they would appreciate his work because it's good, clean stuff, and it's appreciated wherever it is. Good music is appreciated anywhere you go. Now, we do a good movie and it comes from St. Lucia, it will be appreciated anywhere in the world. So I want to implore our young people especially, get yourself into doing something positive, no matter how difficult it may seem. Stick to your craft, improve your craft, keep doing stuff, and then you have so many opportunities open to you. And the Piton International Film Festival is doing that. As you said, we're a catalyst. We don't do the work for you, but we help you get your work out.
Don't let Dr. Walter say that. She gonna say she always gets me on that one. So let's go back. We'll talk about art appreciation in St. Lucia, and you two can talk about that. We're back at Harambee table. We're here at the Blue St. Lucia Hotel in Rodney Bay, St. Lucia, doing the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. We're down here supporting them, and at the table with me is AJ, all for Jesus, and Brother Schwa. And we're going to talk a little bit about art appreciation. Brother Schwa brought something up very important that he feels very, very strong about, and I know Brother AJ, all for Jesus, is like down in his head too. So we're going to turn it over to Brother Schwa. He's going to talk about art appreciation.
Yes, Baba, I was saying in St. Lucia, we really need to appreciate the arts, because my belief is that the arts affords us the opportunity to make a name for ourselves anywhere in the world. Whatever it is that you do, whether you're a musician, you're a craftsperson, whatever, you're an actor, an actress, you're a dancer, you have good stuff, you have good content, you will be appreciated anywhere in the world. Okay, I don't think people in North America look at a movie that is quality, that has a good positive message, and say, listen, I don't want to see that because it came from a small country that I don't even know the name of. No, they appreciate those things and they like to see the diversity. You understand? Because sometimes through movies you get to understand how Chinese people behave. You get to learn about the culture. You learn about the history. You understand? You learn about some of the musical styles, and you see, oh, I could relate to that. And music is a universal language, so you learn from those things, So I do believe that this affords us a great opportunity. We could create industries upon industries just using the arts alone, because one artist is an industry in and of himself. Can you believe? Can you imagine only if we say like have 40 international acts coming out of St. Lucia? How far that's gonna take us? Say 10 St. Lucian artists decide to have an event, and because of the international press that they receive, because of the work that they've done internationally, people are traveling from all over to come and see those people at a concert. Do you know what it's going to do for our industries? From tourism to transportation to everything's gonna be
hotel industry. Yeah.
everything's gonna be positively impacted. You know, so we have to look at it that way because yeah, we know the government said they can provide work for everybody. We know that, but just repeating that doesn't help the situation. We have to get on board and do our bit, whatever we can do with our energy and make it happen. And that's why I fully endorse the Piton International Film Festival. You understand? I see the benefits that could accrue to my countrymen and women. It's not a personal benefit for me. It's because I realize the benefits that's going to accrue to St. Lucia as a whole, and I'm going to give that all my energy no matter what it takes. And I know you've seen that. You've seen that I do what I have to do to, you know, get on board and make the show happen and do what I have to do because, you know, you never know at the end of the day. Look at the performance that we had from the National Strings Orchestra.
Wow.
I mean, I interviewed Pearl Tench,
Yeah.
and then, you know, she said so many good things and she performed it. Actually seeing those young kids on stage, and I was like, they're so young from that age, and she told me, yeah, we take them as early as possible. And if we could start implementing good, positive impact on such young children, I mean, the future looks very, very bright for us, and we make our future.
Yeah, we do.
So we're not gonna sit back and say, hey, the world is going to the dogs. No, we start influencing and impacting our young people from now, and then we take it further.
Yeah. I mean, I think we connect the hotel industry. We connect, you know, the restaurants, and we show them why it's a good business sense to do this. Because if I could say I'm going to bring 500 people to St. Lucia, and whoever is supporting us, where we're going to go eat and sleep, every hotel will meet some of those 500 people stay there. And I make no bones about it. Say, I'm not going to come to your hotel and support you if you're not supporting us. I'm not going to come to your restaurant if you're not supporting. Hey, AJ is doing some stuff on the island. You're not supporting. See, you might see AJ walk by himself into your restaurant, but guess what? We got 500 people that he's bringing when you don't see that when he walks in. Guess what? Because he walks into your restaurant, we're walking in. We don't need to know you. We know him. And that's the power of the, you know, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. was a congressman back in the 60s in Harlem. He always says, what's in your hand? What's in your hand? The power to make change. Power to make change is in your hands. You have it, the dollars in your hands, because every business is in business to make money.
Absolutely.
So if I said, AJ, go talk to that hotel over there for me. Let them know we got 300 people coming in. We want to do a concert. We want to do a buffet with them at your hotel. What can you do for me? And talk to AJ. Don't talk to me. See, I'm gonna make sure they understand. They understand that when they talk to AJ, AJ is not by himself. He has 300 people coming in. And we need a place to stay, we need a place to eat. So I think your phone will be pretty busy. And I want you to talk about the art appreciation because, you know, and that's what the power of, the fourth principle of Kwanzaa is called Ujamaa. Ujamaa is cooperative economics. See, the cooperative economics means you might see only $1 in his pocket, but he has 500 other people behind him who have dollars in their pocket too. And we're following him because we know him. He's our point person here. We asked him to do a Christian rap show for us, and we need a place to do it. Who's going to work with him because he's bringing people in with him? Oh, really? Who? Umoja Communication supports him. Piton International supports him 100%. Okay, so now so what you got to say now? You see, and that's important. We put that power behind them. Because, you know, like when you're a little kid, you know, like people pushing, I'm going to get my big brother. Yeah. And then the big brother shows up and like, you're not gonna bother little kid anymore. You got big brother behind him. You're like, and that's what we do. We big brother behind him. And we gotta look at it. So the art, you know, and I want you to talk about, you know, about the art appreciation because the reality of it, the hotels, I don't know the proper word, they don't care. All they want, can we make money on this? It comes down to the bottom line for them, and that's what they have people who say, oh, I like it, but can I make money on it?
Right.
They say, oh, this is great, but can I make money on it? But this got to pay the taxes. So let's talk about what do you see the arts doing here in St. Lucia? Because you go around on the island.
I think I don't want to be wrong, but as far as what I see, I don't think that the government or the majority really appreciate the arts. It's always those with a vision that has to step forward. That's why I like you guys, and I really appreciate you all, and I look forward to see what we can do, you know. And as myself, as an arts person, wow, if I look at myself, and I would say that I went to school, I went to secondary school, I went to South Louis Community College, and what I went to study is not what I'm actually pushing myself into. I'm actually pushing myself into my art. So it shows that the art for me was much more important than what I went to study. Someone may think differently, but that's what pushed me, and that's what I fell in love with, is the art. So I think we should really, really appreciate the art, because I think it goes a long way. It's actually the person, and seeing everyone coming together and just pushing themselves in what they're supposed to do in their art, their craft, like you said, Brother Shua, to better themselves and push themselves in their art, and everyone just come together and make it happen. It's gonna be big. It's wow. I mean, St. Lucia is really small. Like I said, on the night, when I look on the map, I see St. Lucia as a dot. But when I see the amount of talent and power we have in ourselves, I mean, we can reach the world. So, let's go for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you said, and for those, and we know because there's people who come to St. Lucia and they love every person we have brought to St. Lucia. My company has brought to St. Lucia. The one thing I always say, like, yeah, we go diving somewhere else, we go do this, we go jet skiing, all that stuff. But the one thing they always talk about St. Lucia is the people.
Right.
The people. That's everybody, the people. And that's why when I'm on the radio with you, I always say I thank the people in St. Lucia for keeping it simply beautiful, because, coming to St. Lucia is not an expensive destination, but it's not an inexpensive destination. It's a plan. You had a plan to come here.
Right.
And that's why we're talking about September. We gotta start looking at, can we do a Christian rap in September? We had the time frame to set it up. The people. It's like, listen, we have a hotel here who said they were working. They gave us some great rates. So we have a space we could use. Now, do other hotels want to jump on board? We spoke to Bay Gardens. They want to jump on board in September with us. They right across the street. I was last year. I told Dr. West that my vision is to close the street down for the stage out here. That's my vision, because you close the street, they close it down over there by Fire Grill. So if they could close it down there by Fire Grill, we could close it up here too. Put a stage out here between these two hotels, and let's work it. Yeah. Why not? They closed down Pigeon Island. So, we can do whatever we want once we plan it, and once we show the people who's involved that, for them it's lucrative to do it. So imagine if we could get like 6 or 7 Christian rappers to come in there. They're following, to come here with them. We could do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I don't see why we can't do something. What do we have to do to make it happen?
Right.
And that's it. That's what we have to do. I mean, as you talk to your pastor, he knows pastors that you don't know.
Right.
So listen, I got the Piton International Film Festival behind me. We want to do a Christian rap concert in September. I said, really? He's already supporting. He said, really? Okay. Let me call Pastor so-and-so, let me call this pastor, and then they know, and we talk about, in the business world, they talk about the 6 degrees of separation. And I always tell people, that's an African tradition. They have taken billions of dollars. In the African tradition, it's not 6 degrees of separation, it's 6 degrees of common ground. Because if I take my 6 degrees, my 5 people plus me gives me my 6 degrees, because each degree is a person. So if I'm 1 degree and I take 5 people, I have you, and I get 5 people, and you get 5, and your 5 people get 5, or each one. We have the 360, we have the cipher. And in that cipher, we can do everything we need. So I don't need you to get everybody. 3 or 4 Christian rappers. They know some that you don't know.
Right.
And boom, it blossoms.
Right.
Your pastor knows pastors who are progressive like him. Mm-hmm. So you get your pastor on board, and all of a sudden he gets called the other pastor. Listen, we're going to do this in St. Lucia. Next thing you know, this thing blows up. It blows up, poof, just like that. So it's looking at, it's not what I cannot do, it's what can I do. I could talk to 2 people. I could talk to 3 people and ask them to talk to more. And so as we use the African tradition of 6 degrees of common ground, we see that we can get it done. I mean, we're in May, we have a September. We have time to do it because we do greater things in less time. And we already have the foundation go, we already have the dates for September, we already have the hotel. Now we have another hotel who came on board, Bay Gardens. I spoke to the lady at Bay Gardens the day before yesterday. So we have hotels coming on board because they see is a wise investment.
Right.
And September is quiet on the island. It's a wise investment. So I'm like, let me know. We need to do that.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you're a Christian rapper, you know a Christian rapper, you need to get in touch with Asia. Don't get in touch with me. I know people already. I need you to know him and put the power behind him. He's one of our young people. I'm 55 this year, so he's one of the young people. We need to make sure we empower our young people to do the best job they possibly can. And the only way they can do that is we trust them to do the things that they can do. And then we support them in the things they cannot do. And so that's Ujima, collective work and responsibility that we have for the community, the global community. So if you are a Christian rapper, or you know a Christian rapper, they need to touch base with AJ. Because we're planning this. This has just manifested itself as we're speaking. So when we sat down, we wasn't talking about that.
Right.
All for Jesus here, came in and put it.
I like that.
So we're gonna manifest this into reality. So September comes and you see a whole bunch of Christian rappers in St. Louis. You say, hey, where'd that come from? No, it's a collective. It's a collective. So we definitely need to make that happen. And in closing, we're gonna close it down because I'm having fun here with these two brothers. Brother Shaw, what you gotta say, man?
Okay, I just want to say to everyone listening and viewing too, you could always follow us on the radio station, as we said, livestream.com/Real Radio 913. Also, we want you to come to St. Lucia, see the beautiful scenery that we have, but more importantly, we have beautiful people. Come to St. Lucia, support the Piton International Film Festival, because we're doing only positive things, and this is why I'm really in it, because I believe in doing positive things. I believe in impacting people, I believe in impacting our community, and it's just not St. Lucia, but it's globally. So come down, have fun, good clean fun, and learn something or two. So come to St. Lucia and support the Piton International Film Festival. And thank you for Baba Ed and Dr. Walls and the rest of the collaborators that we don't mention each and every time that we speak, but we know they're in the background assisting and helping, like Real FM and NBC and Dr. McDowell and so on. We're really, really grateful. So it's a collaborative effort, not competitive, but collaborative in every aspect of the world to come out and support us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm going to say my piece, and I'm going to let AJ take us home. He lives here, so we're going to let him take us home. But I want to thank everyone, like Brother Schwader said, and the Piton International Film Festival will take place September 2nd to the 6th. And you can definitely touch base about travel agent. Travelbythespirit.com is the travel agent we're using. Travelbythespirit.com is our travel agent we're using. They have the rates for coming to St. Lucia. So if you could do that, and like I said, as you just seen some of this manifested itself right here, that we're looking to do, we will do a Christian rap show in September. So you need to get in touch with Brother Adrian about that. And so we're gonna make this happen. You could be sitting on the sideline, you come aboard and join us and have a lot of fun in September in St. Lucia, okay? So I'm gonna turn it over to Adrian. We're gonna go out with him. We're gonna embed his music into this, so you need to support this brother and what he's doing here in St. Lucia, okay? This is his home base, but he's global. He comes here to relax and see his mom, but he's gonna be all over the world very soon. Okay? Brother AJ, take us home.
Yo, shout out to everyone watching, really appreciate what's going on, Brother Schwa, Brother Ed, I really appreciate this. I think God is doing a great work, and everything is gonna happen in His timing and for His purpose and plan. So, if you're watching this, and I really wanna encourage you to support us, support the rap, support the spirituality, support the gospel, support everything that is going on that is positive, and keep pushing it. I want to end this by saying I'm back at the cross again. Though I'm found, it sounds like I'm lost again, but I'm not, so I got no other choice but to bring a new song. With my calling, I'm just forced to pen my struggles and how I come through. If they run into me, I'ma show them who to run to. Yeah, life's hard, but it's fun too. God gave His word, only He can click the undo button. I'm prepared for rebutting. If they ain't rapping about Jesus, then they're rapping about nothing. You feel me? And that's just how I keep it. Love y'all. Peace out.
It's gonna
Catch you when you fall.
yeah.
Catch you when you fall.
When you fall down, it's gonna